Hey everybody, welcome back to this channel. You guys probably are like, who is she? My name is Tracy and I have not uploaded on this channel in 6 months because I thought I was going to do makeup and that didn't work out well because I don't know how to do makeup. So I'm going to be uploading on this channel much more often. But hey to everybody on my main channel, that is called Chasing Truth. And I will be posting this over there as well, even though this is something very different than what I typically talk about. In the end, you'll see why I'm posting it over here, so hey to all of you guys. This video is going to be longer than normal, and it might be broken up into different parts because there's so much to get to. Some of it's going to be disturbing, and it gets pretty deep, so everything that I'm going to show you is stuff I found on the internet. I've been researching this for a while. Nothing is made up, nothing is fabricated, nothing is exaggerated. Everything comes from people's social media profiles, summaries of what went on, Twitter, Tumblr, YouTube, Instagram, the Wayback Machine. I'm going to give credits and links and all of that down in the description, okay? So, the people we're going to be talking about are people I don't typically talk about. They are in the beauty world, and it's something. James Charles, Tati Westbrook, Jeffree Star, Shane Dawson, and many others. The reason the many others, that's where it gets disturbing, but to understand where we're going with all of this, we've got to go where it started, okay? So I'm going to take you back to 2019. And the first person we're going to talk about here is James Charles. Now, I'm sure you've heard of his name, but if you haven't, James Charles is a beauty boy who went viral in 2016, not only for wearing makeup to his senior photos, but for bringing a ring light with him to do that, to emphasize his highlighter. Later in that same year, in 2016, he became the first boy spokesperson for CoverGirl, which is huge. Since then, he's amassed a huge following across all social media platforms. He's very into makeup. He's amazing at it as well. So the next person is Tati Westbrook. Tati, at the time, was a 37-year-old woman with a vitamin brand called Halo Beauty and a very successful YouTube channel. Very nice lady by all accounts, very mature, brought a lot to the table. Her and James became extremely close when James was only 17 years old. It was like a mom-son relationship, even though James has a really great family. She wanted to take him under her wing because he said she inspired him to start a channel, to get into beauty, to do all of these things, right? So in April of 2019, James posted a promotion for a direct competitor of Tati's vitamin company. It's called Sugar Bear Hair. He did this because they had helped him at Coachella earlier in the year, and he quickly signed a deal with them. You know, he needed their help. They said, okay, sure, in return, do something for us. And he said, okay. Now, Tati saw this and went to her Instagram and made a very passive-aggressive video, okay, or post. And it said, when you do so much for people in your life and they not only don't return the favor, but they just don't even see you, I feel really used. Now, James saw this and immediately made a statement apologizing and saying that he just wasn't thinking. Now keep this in mind, he's 19 years old. How many 19-year-olds do you know who are super social media famous, have a beauty line, a clothing line, all of these things, and think rationally all the time? Many don't. Well, instead of taking that into consideration, in May of 2019, Tati uploaded a video that went viral, like 35 million views, called Bye Sister. And it was a direct hit to James Charles. James Charles has a beauty clothing line called Sister Apparel. In the video, she claims that James Charles stole her ideas, betrayed her, and went on to say that he sexually manipulated straight boys and threatened to ruin them if they didn't do what he wanted them to do. Her quote was, "It's really disgusting to manipulate someone's sexuality, especially when they're emerging into adulthood and don't have everything quite figured out. You're using," she's saying this to James, "you're using your fame, power, money to play with people's emotions. And you're doing that to have them behave sexually in your favor, even when you know that they're straight. And you know what? That's not okay." She continued on, that it was more than just one thing. And it just wasn't specifically about vitamins or Halo, but it was about being lied to and feeling disrespected. I don't know how true that is, but that's what she said. She continued, "James had 9 days after Coachella to talk to me. He knows where I live. It's not far from him. He could have come face to face and chatted with me because he knew this would hurt me." Keep in mind, this is an established businesswoman who made friends with a 17-year-old, and because he posted a quick few-second ad for another brand, all of this happened, okay? So she continued on to say, to not even get a phone call, to not even get a text a few days prior, that's pretty typical of James's behavior. From the time when I met him when he was just 17 years old, I know that he has a way of just getting what he wants and it always being blamed on his age. 17-year-olds are fairly clueless, I would say. So I understand why it would be blamed on his age, right? But you have to expect some maturity from a business person, and James was a business person. In any case, she continues, "The reason that James always said that he couldn't promote Halo Beauty, her beauty vitamins, on his channel is because he has a teenage audience and it would be really inappropriate. A fact that didn't seem to stop him from promoting Sugar Bear hair." She not only says all of that, she goes on to say that she found out that he was giving his side of all of this to drama channels, that he had been in contact with plenty of them. She knew that it was about damage control. However, she herself had been in touch with Here for the Tea and Tea Spell, which are two large beauty drama channels on YouTube, if you don't know what those are. So she's accusing him of that, but she had also been in touch with them. So, hours after Westbrook posted her video, Charles responded with a message of his own. He gets up, he's in a hotel room, he's no makeup on, glasses, and he says to Tati and James Westbrook, "I'm so sorry for everything that's going on and everything that I've put you through over the past few weeks." He said that he's disappointed and that he ruined their relationship and doesn't blame the couple for cutting ties with him. Now, as I'm thinking about this, I'm not sure if it was a video or a post, but we're going to insert it over here somewhere and you're going to know which one it was. But in any case, it was his words. He said he hated knowing that he disappointed his fans and, more importantly, two people that were role models to him. Now, Tati's husband had helped James with business deals several times and contracts and things like that, which she also mentioned in the video. She went on and on about how her husband was so helpful, right? So he ends up by saying, "I'm gonna try to learn and grow from this," right? So you would think at that point it's over, but it wasn't. The fallout was immediate. James lost about 3 million subscribers. Tati gained about 3 million subscribers during all of this, right? And in the following days, James's follower count was plummeting. There were posts, threats, memes, videos. Everybody covered this. Everybody was talking about this. And one of the biggest beauty influencers on YouTube, on the internet, Jeffree Star, weighed in with his own tweet that he subsequently deleted. And he says, there is a reason that Nathan, Jeffree's ex-boyfriend, banned James Charles from ever coming to our home again. There's a reason why I haven't seen him since Tati's birthday party in February. He is a danger to society, and everything that Tati said is 100% true. Then he goes on in another tweet to congratulate Tati on increasing her number of followers. Me seeing this at the time, which I did, I thought, wow, these are mid-30 years old adults coming out against this kid, saying he's a predator and manipulative and all of these things. And I knew my own daughter followed him, so I was concerned. And I fully believed what they had to say, okay? During all of this, Nikita Dragon, another beauty influencer who was with James at Coachella, chimed in trying to show that James was in fact being honest, and this wasn't something that he was doing behind Tati's back. It just kind of happened, but it didn't help. Several days later, Tati uploads another video called Why I Did It, in which she says she isn't coming back to YouTube right now, but tearfully, very tearfully explains, I was just trying to reach someone that was completely unreachable. It was about someone who reaches across all platforms, 30 million people, James. And predominantly those fans are children. And he's losing his ability to get honest more and more each day. And I'm losing the ability to reach out to him. Pretty dramatic, right? She's saying that he's lying, he's manipulative, he's doing all of these things, and all of his fans are children, and she just wanted to help him, right? She says James has zero respect for their friendship, and she does not want people to pile hate onto him, that she wants the hate to stop. She wants people to stop picking sides and the abusive memes and the language and all of that. She really hopes that people can just stop. And it's not why she made the video. And this is somebody who was her friend, somebody that she took under her wing and was mentoring, and she chose to handle this publicly. She decided to make a video. She decided to post that video on her very popular YouTube channel. She also tweeted, right? She tweeted that she hoped the hate would stop, and it didn't. It just got worse. You know how the internet can be, right? And it just kept going. Well, James comes back with his own video. And in his video, he details the multiple times he tried to contact both Tati and her husband to explain about this incident. Multiple phone calls, multiple texts went unanswered. He went to Instagram and posted the initial apology after trying to reach out several times privately. She said that he never did any of that, but he posted the proof, and he actually did do all of that. He posted multiple clips to his YouTube channel where he had promoted her hair products. Remember, she said that he said he could never do that? He actually had done it on several different occasions. He also addressed the fact that she said he was sexually, or that he was manipulating boys, men, whatever, who were straight to have sex with him, basically is what she said. He says, I am a 19-year-old virgin. I have never used fame, money, or power to manipulate anyone or get any sexual actions from any guy. It's disgusting, and that's not me. The fact that Tati even brought this up completely blows my mind. Tati made a video telling stories about me, publicly humiliating me, and now I have serious allegations against me, detrimental to my career. He also mentioned that Tati and her husband reached out to do a meeting with him, but only through a mutual YouTube representative. that they all shared, right? Instead of just calling him up. Anyway, this whole thing has been really difficult for me because through the past 3 weeks, literally all I've wanted was communication with them from these people who were his mentors. He says, I really tried and I didn't get that. So I declined the meeting because I felt like this was started publicly, addressed publicly, and it was only fair for me to address this publicly on my own channel as well before meeting behind the scenes, which 100%, why would he then take it behind the scenes? Because it would have made him look more guilty. They made these tweets, they're posting on Instagram, on YouTube, these adults. Now, if he had never said anything, if he had never addressed it publicly, people would have completely assumed that they were telling the truth and he was lying, just like I did. So May 19th, 2019, after initially threatening to expose James, who he called a manipulative liar, Jeffree Star backtracks in a video called Never Doing This Again. Okay? The 34-year-old Jeffree says that he regrets pressing send on the brutal and vicious messages about James, explaining, that does not equal me hating James Charles. He has been in my life for a few years now. Are we the best of friends? No, but we had a real connection. I loved and cared about him and definitely think I mishandled our friendship. Yeah. You adults definitely mishandled this, right? But hindsight's 20/20, so he went on to say, I am not going to fuel this fire bigger so everyone can get more entertainment, because behind the scenes, this is not funny. This is our real lives, and I inserted myself into something publicly that I shouldn't have. Yeah, you definitely did. So things went quiet. Everything went quiet for a while. Then on June 3rd of 2019, Tati returns back to YouTube with a video titled, I'm Back. She doesn't address anything. On June 18th, James returns with a video titled, Hi Sisters, in the title. But he does explain a little bit about what's been going on with him. And he says, it got to the point where it was incredibly toxic for me and my mental health. And I had to go on a break of everything. I just needed some time to detox and slow it down, which probably was the healthiest thing for a 19-year-old kid to do. Going from being a 16, 17-year-old who rockets to social media stardom, and I know that sounds weird, right? You think, social media stardom? He had 30 million people following him. That's a lot of pressure for a 19-year-old who has not fully matured. He had a beauty line happening. He had a clothing line happening. He has Tati Westbrook, who's very established, taking him under her wing. He knows Jeffree Star, who's huge at the time, and a lot of other influencers. So you no longer need to be a movie star or a rock star or whatever to be famous, right? And that can go to people's heads, right? So you have to give some leeway, some to James for maybe he did misbehave. But the proof that he came with to show that this was spun purposefully in a way to ruin him was brilliant, because he was able to prove none of what you're saying is true. I did reach out. I did apologize. I tried to make amends. I tried to apologize to you all. I don't understand what's going on here. And these adults ignored him. Instead, went to social media, caused a shitstorm for this kid who said that he went to a very dark place, which is a YouTube thing that people say when they're upset. But for a kid, to have to take time off of social media, for a business person to have to take time off of what promotes and pays them, is devastating, because all the while he's losing subscribers, which is money, and they're gaining them. And you have to wonder to yourself, was there something else at play here? And if you come with me for a little while, you're gonna see that not only did Tati talk to Jeffree, but Shane Dawson was also involved in this. Drama channels knew about it. They talked about it. People were calling this kid a predator. They did some real mental damage to this kid.